Hey everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and I'm here to give you guys my review on the new Queen's Supreme Court, or was it the Supreme Queen's Court? Whatever T.S. Madison new show is, I'm here to talk about that. But before we get started, I want to talk about Khia for a second because I have been following Khia since she started doing the gag order over on Instagram, and it gets better. Each week it gets better and better. She's starting to calm down and really focusing on, roasting of the cases that are coming in on the docket. And, she's just not screaming and yelling and cussing and carrying on like she was in the beginning. So it's getting better each week. But why last night did they delete her Instagram page? So after the show was over with and Madison's show started, and I didn't watch Madison's full show, and I'll tell you why later on, but people were saying that on the show, she said that she had gotten Khia's page shut down, or she was going to get her page shut down. So Khia's Instagram page was deleted. And so all this time, I've been thinking that this page over on YouTube called Khia Land was Khia's page. And so when I was thinking about doing this video, and I was, laying in bed this morning and saying, oh, I need to do that video, I was saying to myself, why isn't those videos monetized? Like, does Khia realize that she's not making any money off of the videos? And so she was saying on her show last night that what she's going to start doing on April 2nd is she's going to some club in Atlanta called Club Ivy, or the Ivy Club, or Ivory. Some club in Atlanta, because I ain't in Atlanta, so I don't know what the club is called. But she's going to start doing the gag order show live from this club, and so you can come in, watch the show live. They're going to be recording the show, streaming it live on multiple platforms, and that afterwards, she'll do a performance, and then I guess it'll be like a party scene. And so she was really pumping that yesterday. So one of the things that has really bothered me, and I think I mentioned this on the last video that I did about this unfolding saga that doesn't seem to want to go away, is that there's two other channels on YouTube that before Khia even finishes her show, they're already uploading the content from the Instagram live. And so the channels are called Live Entertainment, and the other one is We Too Lit Crew, all capital letters. Well, today I find out, as I done made this, prepared myself to talk to you guys about the fact that Khia is not getting paid off of Instagram. You got all these people posting their stuff on YouTube, and then when she's posting stuff on YouTube, I'm like, I realized last night that it wasn't monetized. So then I was like going back to see if any of the other videos were monetized. And so I was like, what is she doing? Like, I don't understand all of this. Well, I just found out about 5 minutes ago that the reason is not Khia's channel. So Khia Land on YouTube, if you subscribe to that channel, that is not Khia's channel. That is a fake channel. And I found this out because Michelle Brown, and I was telling you guys about her channel in the last video also, but she's the blogger that does Straight from the A, and she has a YouTube page which is ATLIEN, and where she's been talking about the saga as well. And she just posted the content from last night, and so it was monetized. And so I was like, okay, hold up. But then before I got into my feelings, I read the info section that she had on the video, and she was basically saying that she had Khia's permission to post the video, and that the Khia Land page does not belong to Khia. And I'm just thinking, like, people are so shady and so low down. So YouTube, who kicked me out of the partner program simply because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers, wasn't stealing people's stuff, trying to talk about this stuff, off the top of my head and from my own, watching TV shows and stuff and commenting on it that way, got people that's just low key, well, not low key, just high key, stealing people content, just taking the entire video and then loading it. And I was thinking about when I did that, the rebuttal for the Kamaya's father. You know, I told you guys I had gotten that stuff off of Facebook, but I don't make money on my channel. So like if I was making money, I wouldn't have added that. But I told you guys I put it at the end if you guys want to watch it. But I gave all my commentary at the beginning and said my goodbyes. And I said, well, if you want to watch it, here it is. But I wasn't making money because I'm not monetized right now. But anyway, I wanted to just talk about the fact that that's just low down and dirty. So I hope, you know, since Michelle Brown has experience with YouTube and all these different platforms and how to monetize your content, that she will help Khia out. But I really thought Khia was a little smarter than what she is appearing to be. And then I'm wondering, like, who's behind the Khia Land and all these other channels? Is it T.S. Madison? You know, like, is she trying to, because that means that when they were doing the Queen's Court, it was on T.S. Madison's page. Then all the video was getting loaded over to YouTube, but it wasn't being loaded onto Khia's actual page. It was being loaded onto this fake page. So is TS and her team behind all of this? Like, I'm really wondering now. It's really got me thinking. So I hope Khia gets some people in her corner that are experienced at all of this stuff, and that's going to help her so that she's just not out there like I am right now, giving my stuff away. But my purpose of continuing to do this is, one, I enjoy doing it, and two, because I hope to eventually get to the 1,000 subscribers and YouTube will give me my partnership back. Now, let's move over to the actual shows that took place last night. So like I said, Khia's getting better each week, and last night's show was funny. It was really good. It was very organized. She, you know, only gave like a minute to each topic, and she just went down the line. And I actually think she was done with the gag order portion within like 45 minutes last night, because she stayed focused. She wasn't taking phone calls through the show. She was just basically going down the docket. She was cracking jokes left and right. It was funny. And then when she finished the gag order portion of the show, then she started taking calls. And I think she took calls for maybe 30, 35 minutes. And then I guess that was when they started reporting her, because then the channel went down. And I think she came back and she was talking again, you know, telling us exactly what was going on. And then she went down again. And when she went down that last time, she never did come back up. And then we found out today that the page had been reported and reported and reported and eventually deleted. And I just think that that's so childish and immature on T.S. Madison's part. Like, you know, I said in my last video, it kind of reminds me of the whole author game and how authors, and then this is some black people stuff, because white people understand that there's enough for everybody. They're not in competition with each other. They're not trying to get each other's pages shut down and stuff. And so with the book industry, it was the same way with the black authors. Black authors were coming at each other. They were trying to undermine each other. They were reporting people on Amazon trying to get their Kindle books taken down. And it was like, why, when there are so many people that read and readers consume multiple books in a year? Same with YouTube. Like, there's so many YouTube channels out there. There are so many people that I interact with. I mean, and even myself, like, I watch Forrest Rocks. I watch Mike B. I watch Rambling Reviews. I watch is it Rambling Reviews? The videos with the couple, is the husband and wife. I can't remember what their show is called, but Random TV Reviews is theirs. But I do watch another channel called Rambling Reviews, which is a young lady. She's like always driving in her car, either sitting in the parking lot, and she do like these lives, be cracking me up also. And then I watch Auntie Auntie's advice. And so basically all these people are recapping television shows, the same television shows, but everybody has a different perspective. And I watched the different shows just to get the different perspectives and to see like if they agree, if they saw something different. You know, some people are serious with their reviews, some people, you know, are very comedic with their reviews. So it's enough for everybody to go around that there's no reason that we got to be vindictive and trying to stab each other in the back. It's just crazy. So we move on over here to the Supreme Queen's Court, which I think is the name of T.S. Madison's new show. So child, she's still down in the basement. She still got the fireplace for the judge's bench. So she comes out, she's doing the dance, you know, with the titties, but of course she's not doing it to Next Caller. She got some other song, had like an African beat or something, and had done made some lyrics, so I guess she had somebody produce, you know, her an intro. So she had three chairs, so it was her chair in the middle, and then there was 2 extra chairs. Now y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So when she was getting ready to introduce her guests, the guest judges for the night, when the first person walked up, I thought it was Trina. I said, I know doggone well T.S. Madison ain't got Trina to come on this show to try and shade Khia. But I had to go get my glasses because it wasn't Trina, it was Lil Mo. So I was like, Lord. So then the other person was Shekinah, Tiny's friend from Family Hustle, T.I. and Tiny's show, the best friend, Tiny's best friend. Child, she was on there. I said, okay, what we about to do now? So T.S. Madison said that she done decided to change the format, that it's not going to be a gag and roast show, that it's going to be more of a commentary, like you're sitting down in your living room talking with your friends about television shows that have come on. So I'm like, so basically you get ready to do what all the rest of us is doing. We are watching television shows and then we recapping and talking about the show. So I said, okay. So now when they started, I think it got up to like 20,000 viewers immediately. But within 15 minutes of the show, them views started dropping. And I think the last time I checked in, they probably were about 30 to 45 minutes in, and she had dropped below 10,000 views. It was around 9,000, dropping to about 8,000 viewers watching. And so I said, okay, so it wasn't me. Like, I don't want people to say, oh, you just being prejudiced because you like Khia. You know, the numbers didn't lie. It was dropping and people didn't particularly care about it. And I know people will come back and say, oh, but she had X amount of views, but the views that you see on the video, so if it says you had 200,000 views, it doesn't mean that 200,000 people watched your show. It just means that 200,000 people at some point checked into the show and saw it. So it just means that that's how many people viewed it. And then it could be multiple people that are, you know, I mean, just like me, I watched the first 10 to 15 minutes, but then I left. Then I came back at like 30 minutes, and then I came back at like 45 minutes. So those could be multiple views by different people. And then at one point I was in my room and I was on my phone. Then when I came into my family room, I had my computer out. So, you know, don't get fooled by the numbers is basically what I'm saying. So the format to me, I think that is, so we were watching the show because it was a roast and gag show, not because we wanted to see them sit down and give commentary about the shows. Lil Mo, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if she was having a bad day, if 30 minutes, if she was upset because I think they were like 30 minutes late starting. If she was upset because they didn't start on time. I don't know, somebody texted her and said, girl, don't do that show. You're going to ruin your reputation. Be careful what you say. I don't know if she was being conscious to the fact that she, you know, has her own interests to protect and that she needs to be mindful of what she says on the show. I don't know if she was on her period or what was going on, but Lil Mo was not having it. She wasn't feeling it. You could barely, oh, we'll get to the sound later. I'll talk about the sound in a minute. So you couldn't hear what she was saying. And then Shekinah on the other side, well, we know that she has a big personality, but I felt like she was trying too hard to fill Khia's shoes. So instead of just coming out and being her naturally funny self, because I used to crack up when she was on the show with T.I. and Tiny, but instead of her just being that person, it was like she was trying too hard. And then at one point, she had to like turn her chair to the side of the little fireplace thing. So I don't know if she was too cramped up there with T.S. Madison. And then, of course, T.S. Madison was trying to be, you know, like she's the smart, intellectual one and trying to bait them to be the harsh one, like she used to do Khia. But, Lil Mo wasn't having it. And then Shekinah, like I said, like the look on her face was like she knew TS was trying to bait her at different points and she wasn't going to take the bait. But then on the other side, she still wanted to shine and be in the spotlight. So it was like that little personality tug of war going on. And then at the end of the show, they were doing the Instagram, you know, they moved over to Instagram to do the phone calls. And I only saw, and I think I only clicked on that because I realized that they had deleted Khia's page. So when I clicked on it, a guy had called in, and I think he was talking about, he must have been talking about Khia or the breakup with Khia or T.S. It was something with the controversy that's going on. He was talking about, and then T.S. Madison said, well, we're moving on from that. You know, we're going to talk about something else. So the guy kept talking. And I don't know why Jamel didn't just end the call with the guy, because the guy just kept talking. And then she kind of like she was like really rude with the guy, was telling him basically, shut the hell up, get off the phone. We don't want to hear what you got to say. And I was like, that only works with Khia. You know, like we used to Khia being like that. And Khia would have hung up on him or would have told Jamel to hang up on him. But then she, you know, was like just being rude to the guy. And then T.S. Madison was like, you can't be talking to the callers like that. And then that kind of took Shekinah back like, well, I thought you told me to do that. And so you can tell there was just some little idiosyncrasies there with them. But overall, I didn't find the show funny. It's not something that I, you know, like I used to wait for Monday night at 10 o'clock to come to watch T.S. Madison and Khia on the Queen's Court. This wasn't a show that I would be, you know, setting my timer to go off, you know, setting the alarm to go off to remind me that they were coming on to do the show. And then people were saying that it's going to be different guests each week. And I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Unless you gonna have somebody that I really, really know or really, really like, I'm not there for it. And I think it's interesting that Khia is doing gag order by herself and she's holding her own. But T.S. Madison still needs this, you know, these women to come on, or these, and maybe I'll think differently if she brought a man on the show, but I thought it interesting that she wants to bring these quote unquote loudmouth women to be on the show with her so that she can feed off of them and pretend like she's the innocent person and then make them act the fool. So it didn't work for me. Maybe in a couple of weeks I'll check it out again, but I just think for all the beef, all the back and forth that's been going on, all the promotions and carrying on that she's been doing for the return of the Queen's Court, for her to not have her stuff together and that this was the best she could do when she came back. Like she's had 6 weeks, 8 weeks to get this together, and that was the best she could do. So I said I was going to talk about the sound. So when I first turned to the channel, the sound was horrible. It was scratchy. You couldn't really understand what she was saying. And then she finally read the comments and saw where the people were saying, what's up with the sound? Something's going wrong. Something's wrong with the mic. And they finally turned the mics down or told her to back away from the mics. But then when they backed away from the mics, we couldn't really hear as loudly and as clearly as we needed to. So remember, she went out and bought all that doggone equipment and she still can't work the equipment. And then the last thing was, I don't know if she had a lot of people there, but remember before it was just Craig in the background laughing, and we used to think that was so funny when Craig would start laughing. Not Craig, well, his name is Craig, but I think they call him Chi-Chi. That was funny when her and Khia was doing the show, when every now and then he would crack up. But honey, last night there were multiple people. It was like they was in a live studio. It was so many people and they were laughing and it was just so awkward and annoying. So T.S. Madison, get it together. That's all I can say. Just get it together. So that's my review. If we had to give an award for who's doing it better, Khia would have won the award because she's coming to her own. She's handling herself. So now if she could just get some people behind her to show her how she can make some money off of all of this, she would be rocking and rolling. But she claims that on April 2nd, she's going to have it all together, that, you know, they're going to be streaming on multiple platforms so everybody can be in their comfort zone. Because, you know, not that many people are on Instagram as there are on YouTube and Facebook. And then the last thing I would add to Khia, if she heard this message and could take this advice, is that I found I could product blogs for websites. So what I learned about a week ago, because I was doing a blog about the best live streaming apps, is that Facebook doesn't allow, so you know they have apps that you can record through the app, and then the app does the live to Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So you only have to do it at one point, and it streams out to all these social media platforms from this app. Well, Facebook has enacted a rule that you cannot do multiple streams. So if you're streaming live on the other platforms, you can't stream live on Facebook. And so that explains why people that are following, like they'll have two cameras, and I'm like, well, if you're using the app, why do you still need two cameras? And it is because Facebook won't allow those apps on the Facebook Live platform. So guys, that's it for me. Are you still following? Have you gave up? Do you just not care anymore? Let me know what you thought. Did you like the Supreme Queen's Court? Do you like the new format? Did you watch Khia's show? Which one do you think is better? Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. Rate the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I shall talk to you